You walk up to her. You open your mouth. And then, nothing. Your mind goes completely blank. So you ask the first thing that pops into your head. How was your day? She says, good. Silence. You ask another question. What do you do for work? She tells you. More silence. You're not having a conversation. You're conducting an interview. And interviews don't create chemistry. They create awkwardness. She's bored. You're panicking. And you walk away thinking, why can't I just talk to women? It's not because you're awkward. It's because you're using the wrong playbook. I'm Alex Reed, behavioral analyst. This is Inner Plan. If you're tired of awkward silences and boring small talk and want to learn how to have real, engaging conversations with women, you're in the right place. Hit like and subscribe right now. Most men think conversation is about information exchange. You ask questions, she gives answers, and you've talked. This is completely wrong. That's not conversation. That's an interview. And no one feels a spark in an interview. Real conversation is about emotion. It's about creating a feeling. When a woman walks away from talking to you, she won't remember the facts you exchanged. She'll remember how you made her feel. Did she feel interesting? Did she feel seen? Did she feel a little thrill of connection? Today, I'm giving you the connection blueprint. 3 principles that turn small talk into real connection. Each one comes with a simple shift in how you approach conversation, and exact scripts you can use tonight. Let's start with the first principle, the exit door. Here's what most conversations look like. You ask a question, she answers. You ask another question, she answers. You are doing all the work. You are the interviewer, she is the interviewee. This puts pressure on her. She feels like she's being interrogated. And the second you run out of questions, the conversation dies. The problem is you're building a room with no exit doors. You're trapping her in a question-answer format. She can't leave gracefully, and you can't sustain it. Meet Tom and Sarah at a coffee shop. Tom walks up and says, "Hi, I'm Tom. What's your name?" Sarah says, "Sarah." Tom says, "So what do you do, Sarah?" Sarah says, "I'm a graphic designer." Tom says, "Oh, cool. How long have you been doing that?" Sarah says, "About 3 years." Tom is already running out of steam. He's thinking, what do I ask next? What do I ask next? Sarah's thinking, this feels like a job interview. Now, let's replay it with the exit door principle. Tom walks up and says, "Hi, I'm Tom." Sarah says, "I'm Sarah." Tom says, "So, Sarah, what do you do?" Sarah says, "I'm a graphic designer." Now, instead of asking another question, Tom uses the exit door. He says, "Oh, a designer. I've always been fascinated by that world. I tried to design a logo for my friend's band once, and it looked like a sad potato." He laughs at himself. Sarah laughs. She says, "A sad potato? That's amazing. What was the band called?" See what happened? Tom stopped asking and started sharing. He gave Sarah something to respond to. He opened a door for her to walk through. He made it easy. He made it fun. He turned the interview into a conversation. The signs you're failing here: 1, you feel like you're running out of questions. 2, conversations feel like work. 3, she's not asking you anything back. 4, there are awkward silences you're desperate to fill. The common mistake is the question loop. You think more questions will save you. They won't. They just extend the interrogation. Your protocol is called the curiosity staircase. You build a conversation step by step, with each step inviting her to climb with you. Step 1. Ask an open question. Not, "How was your day?" That's a dead end. Ask, "What was the most interesting part of your day?" That invites a story. Step 2. Listen for the emotional hook. She says, "My boss made a joke in a meeting and everyone laughed." The hook is the emotion. Was it funny? Was it awkward? You respond to the feeling, not the fact. You say, "That sounds either hilarious or mortifying. Which was it?" She laughs and tells you more. Step 3. Add a small, relatable share. After she answers, you say something like, "I had a boss like that once. He thought he was a comedian. He was not." This gives her something to ask you about. Now she's curious about you. This works because you're not carrying the whole weight. You're building a rhythm. Question, listen, share. Question, listen, share. It becomes a dance instead of an interrogation. Now the second principle, the depth bridge. Most men stay in shallow water. They talk about the weather, work, what they did last weekend. Safe topics, boring topics. You can swim in the shallow end forever and never really connect. The secret is to build a bridge to deeper water. Not too deep too fast, that's scary, but deep enough that you're both swimming in something real. The depth bridge is about moving from facts to feelings, from events to experiences. Think about Jake and Emma on a date. Jake asks, "So where did you grow up?" Emma says, "Ohio." Jake says, "Oh cool, what was that like?" Emma says, "It was fine, typical suburb." Dead end. Now, Jake uses the depth bridge. Emma says, "Ohio." Jake says, "Ohio. I've heard it's a very specific vibe. What was the best part about growing up there?" Emma says, "Honestly, my best friend lived next door. We'd spend all summer in her backyard pool." Jake says, "That sounds like a movie. What did you two talk about for hours in that pool?" Emma lights up. She's not talking about Ohio anymore. She's talking about friendship, childhood, dreams. She's in deeper water, and she feels connected to Jake because he cared enough to dive in with her. Signs you're stuck in shallow water. 1. Your conversations are all logistics and small talk. 2. You know a lot about her schedule but nothing about her heart. 3. She seems bored or distracted. 4. You've never had a conversation where time flew by. The common mistake is the surface scrape. You stay on the surface because it feels safe. You're afraid of getting too personal too fast. But safety doesn't create connection. Vulnerability does. Not trauma dumping, but genuine curiosity about who she is beneath the surface. Your protocol is called the feeling follow-up. Step 1. Ask about a fact. Where did you grow up? What do you do? Step 2. Immediately follow with a feeling question. Don't ask for more facts. Ask for her experience. Use these words. What was that like? How did that feel? What was the best part? What was the hardest part? Step 3. When she answers, reflect the feeling back. She says, "It was hard moving so much as a kid." You say, "That sounds like it made you really resilient, but also maybe a little lonely at times." This shows you're not just hearing words, you're understanding her. This works because you're moving from her resume to her heart. Everyone asks about the facts. No one asks how the facts felt. When you do, you become memorable. You become the person who actually saw her. Now, the third principle, the playful spark. Most men think conversation has to be serious to be meaningful. They think they need to impress her with their intelligence or their opinions. This is exhausting, and it's boring. The most attractive quality in conversation is playfulness. The ability to laugh, to tease lightly, to not take everything so seriously. Playfulness creates chemistry. It creates that spark people talk about. The playful spark is about introducing a little fun tension, not mean teasing, not sarcasm. Just light, warm, playful energy that says, "I'm enjoying this, and I'm enjoying you." Picture this. Mark and Lisa are on a date. Lisa says, "I'm such a perfectionist. I color code my bookshelf." Mark could say, "That's very organized." Boring. Instead, he smiles and says, "Okay, that's either really impressive or slightly terrifying. I haven't decided which yet." Lisa laughs. She says, "It's definitely both." Mark says, "I need to see this bookshelf. I'm imagining color-coded by shade, like a rainbow of literature." Now they're laughing together. They're flirting. They're playing. Signs you're too serious. 1. Conversations feel like business meetings. 2. You're afraid to joke or tease. 3. You analyze everything she says instead of enjoying it. 4. There's no laughter. The common mistake is the sincerity overload. You think being serious makes you seem mature or interested. It actually makes you seem stiff and unapproachable. Women want to feel. They want to laugh. They want to feel a little thrill. Your protocol is called the gentle tease. Step 1. Notice something she says that's a little quirky or specific. She mentions an unusual habit, a strong opinion, a funny story. Step 2. Exaggerate it playfully. Use a smile. Use a warm tone. Say, "Wait, you're telling me you actually enjoy doing taxes? I'm not sure I can trust someone like you." Or, "So you're one of those people who wakes up at 5 a.m. voluntarily?" We might have to agree to disagree on that lifestyle choice. Step 3. Watch her reaction. If she laughs and plays along, you've sparked connection. If she seems confused or hurt, you dial it back. But most women will love it. It shows confidence. It shows you're not walking on eggshells. It shows you see her as an equal playmate, not a goddess to worship. This works because playfulness signals safety and confidence. It says, I'm comfortable with myself, and I'm comfortable with you. We can have fun together. That's irresistible. Let's put it all together. The connection blueprint. First, use the exit door. Stop interviewing. After every question, add a share. Give her something to respond to. Build a conversation, not an interrogation. Second, use the depth bridge. Move from facts to feelings. Ask, what was that like? And reflect her emotions back. Go deeper than small talk. Third, use the playful spark. Introduce light, warm teasing. Laugh together. Don't be so serious. Create chemistry. This isn't about memorizing lines. It's about a mindset shift. You're not there to perform or impress. You're there to connect, to be curious, to play. When you shift from performer to connector, everything changes. You relax, she relaxes, and real conversation happens naturally. Now, I want you to think about your last conversation with a woman you liked. Which of these 3 do you struggle with most? Do you get stuck in interview mode? Do you stay too shallow? Comment, exit, depth, or spark below. Tell me your struggle. I read every comment and will respond. If this blueprint showed you a new way to talk to women, hit the like button right now. It helps more than you know. Subscribe to Inner Plan. Next week, we're tackling the next level: how to handle silence without panicking. The secret to being comfortable in the quiet moments that create real intimacy. I'm Alex Reed. Lead with understanding.